Okay, joining me today to talk all things health and fitness is Surf Ironman champion Matt Poole. How are you, mate?
Yeah, good, thank you.
Mate, looking very fit?
Yeah, hanging in there, yeah.
And mate, what does it take to be an Ironman?
Yeah, look, it's a pretty loaded program for us. As I said earlier, we've got 4 disciplines. So we've got the swimming, board paddling, ski paddling and running.
Yep.
So for us to fit all that sort of training, all that discipline training into 1 week, we're training, sort of 2 to 3 times a day, 6 days a week.
Yeah,
so
wow.
Certainly sleeping and eating is very important for us.
And the most important physical attribute, would that be endurance and fitness?
Yeah, definitely. We do have a huge endurance aspect. A lot of our races are anywhere from, well, they vary from 20 minutes right through to an hour. So endurance is a huge component of that. But in saying that, when you're going through the surf and stuff, Mother Nature doesn't let you choose when you get to accelerate or not. So if there's a gap in the ocean, you've just got a bit of power and explosive effort as well. So
yeah, great advice. And mate, adversity is something you're familiar with. Had to overcome some adversity this year to get on the starting line?
Yeah, definitely. In 2014, I won the Molokai Paddle world title over in Hawaii. And I wanted to defend my title last year, but I was in a post-season surfing trip with some mates over in the Mentawai Islands, and I broke my leg in 2 spots and separated my ankle joint. So,
wow.
Injuries are part of athletes, as you know yourself.
Yeah.
It's just something you have to sort of deal with and come back from. But for me, yeah, certainly the surgery. I had six pins put into my leg.
6 pins, yeah, and a
6
plate?
pins and then a plate put back into my ankle joint. So for me, running on sand, as you know, is quite an unstable surface.
Yeah.
It was definitely a hard task. For a long time there, I wasn't sure if I was going to ever make it back to being able to compete and run where I was before. So for me to make it to the start line in this year's Nutrigrain Ironman series, that was a bit of an achievement for myself. And now I'm back stronger and ready to try and defend my title this year.
And I suppose you found something deep inside yourself, mental toughness wise, that is going to help you racing as well.
Yeah, that's it. Look, you've always got to try and look for the positive things with your training. If you can't, so for me, I couldn't run. I wasn't too good on the legs with that stuff. I was trying to turn other weaknesses into strengths. I was working on my swimming. I was working on gym stuff, trying to make the upper body, even better than what it was before, to try and compensate, I guess, for what you may or may not lack with your running and leg strength and things like that. So whenever you get the negatives, you just got to look for the positive and try and work on other things. That's
great advice. And then you've got another big challenge coming up as well, the Molokai Paddle. Can you explain to people out there what that is?
Yeah, so that's a huge one. We're racing 18-foot paddle boards.
Yep.
Through the channel. It's called the Kaiwi Channel in Hawaii. So we literally start from the island of Molokai, paddle through the notorious stretches of open water. It's just absolutely crazy through there. You got everything from the sharks to massive waves and winds and swells. It's quite a deadly sort of stretch of water, all the way to Oahu in Diamond Head there. So that stretch from point A to point B is about 32 miles, so it's like 55 kilometres roughly, and takes paddlers anywhere from 4.5 hours if you get really good runs, through to well over 6 hours plus, depending on what happens.
Well, mate, you're obviously a champion athlete. Is there any advice for a bloke out there struggling with their weight or struggling to get fit to maybe motivate them?
Yeah, look, I think the best way to look at things like that is I don't look at that 55 kilometre paddle as from day one to going out there and doing that. You've got to set yourself goals, short term and long term. So, and if you do that, once you sort of tick off little boxes along the way, it makes the overall mission more achievable.
Well, great advice, mate, from a champion athlete. Thanks for joining us today, everyone.